Good afternoon.
Hi,
Please
good
come
afternoon. You're here with Olalewe Joy Damilola.
Okay. Joy was a former general secretary in Nifes.
Yes, that's
And
right.
today I would like to ask you, since we are sending you guys for, what is your most memorable moment in Nifes?
Okay, first of all, this wasn't planned, but I think I have a lot of memorable moments in Nifes. But I think it's one of the time because I served as both general secretary in Nifes and also one of the leaders in the school. I was the vice president of the school, so it was memorable for me, though it was not a happy moment as in quotes, but then it was a memorable one for me. I had an event to attend in school. It was a school event that required the presence of the vice president, and Nifes needed me also present. So as the general secretary, we had a meeting at Umpokiti, yeah, something like that. I was supposed to be there, and the meeting we had in school was supposed to be a fun event where you go eat, and enjoy. And Nifes called that we should come for a meeting, and I had to sacrifice that meeting in the school. I took excuse for my president. Thank God my president also a godly person and he understood, and I went for the meeting, and it was amazing because that taught me sacrifice. That taught me that you could have other things you want to do that are pleasurable, but then you have to sacrifice for God. It was really memorable for me. I don't think I can ever forget that day. I know it wasn't so happy for me, but then after that I learned sacrifice, and I'm grateful.
Nifes there are a lot of moments in Nifes I've really witnessed and I will never forget, but the one that so much taught me was the life program, preparation, the life program during last year. The preparation was a memorable one because it taught me a lot of things. It was a moment I will never forget because of the fasting, the prayer, the sacrifice, the lecture missing, and Lord, oh my God. That moment was a memory I will not forget in my lifetime. Preparation ahead of the life program that held in June last year.
Okay.
My most memorable moment was, we had awesome time together, but one of the things I really learned and I'm grateful to God for is the midnight prayers we had as brothers that we learned from Ikechukwu, Ozo Osiedo, Mr. Favor, Chukwuka, and then Joshua. It helped me, and I do appreciate, yes.
My entire moment in Nifes has been memorable. I don't think there's any part I would just point out as most memorable, especially when I became the sisters leader. The entire thing was an experience for me, and I'm really grateful that it all happened, starting from duties of a sisters leader, being there for people, checking up on sisters. I remember one time during the devotion, it was just a normal morning devotion, and I was welcoming people in, and all of a sudden a sister fell, like she collapsed. I didn't even know what to do. What I started praying and said no, I didn't know what to do, and the whole thing just taught me, okay, this is this, like you have to be alert at every moment. That particular day I didn't plan to treat anybody, I didn't plan to pray for anybody that would have collapsed. And I also remember life program, the fact that I had to be there to cater for the welfare of almost everybody. It stressed me, and that was when I knew that, okay, God actually put a lot of things in me. He built capacity and all the experience. Like I said, there's no particular experience that I would say it's most memorable, but the entire journey as a sisters leader is my most memorable experience.
Okay. What's something that being a leader in Nifes has taught you?
It has taught me the joy of Christianity. You cannot be a Christian and serve God truly and lose, because I've never lost. Yes, it has. When I mean I've never lost, I've had my best results in Nifes. Everything I've had, I had it in Nifes, even serving. So yes, you would not lose. Yeah.
Being a leader has taught me how to sacrifice. He has taught me strength. I've been strengthened being a leader in Nifes. He has taught me how to manage people. As a general secretary, I come to talk. Even if you're not happy, you're happy. You have to smile. He has taught me how to relate with other people. He has taught me a lot of things, and I'm really grateful. And also, Nifes didn't just teach me spiritual things to say. Nifes also taught me how to be a leader out there. And also the things I learned from Nifes, I'm very sure that I'm going to use it as I go outside in the world. One of the example, because I first served as assistant general secretary, and that's when I started writing minutes. Of course, that's when I entered 211 and they started teaching us minute writing.
Yeah.
I remember I got an A in that course, and I was so sure it's because of the practicals that I was doing as being the assistant general secretary of Nifes. So I'm very sure, I know my name, that the leadership that I was able to, it was a privilege serving in Nifes. I know that leadership was not going to end in of course, it built me spiritually. I grew up. I now I'm consistent in reading my Bible by the special grace of God, in prayers. I learned fellowship with brethren and all of that. But I know that it's not just the spiritual aspect that built me on. It's also going to help me as I go out, as I relate with people in the workplace and in the world at large.
A lot of things. Sacrifice. I think one thing I've learned in life is about sacrifice. Seriously, see, priorities, setting priorities right. That is one thing that I've learned in Nifes. Nifes has taught me. In fact, Nifes has impacted on me. Sacrifice and setting your priorities very right, because as a leader, you must learn how to sacrifice. There are things I was doing before I became an Nifes leader, but as I became an Nifes leader, I have to sacrifice it. A lot of things. Yeah, in fact, it even reached to the extent of me sacrificing my friends. I have to cut some friends off because I became a leader. And seriously, sacrifice, that is something I will not forget at all. Nifes has already taught me.
Being a leader in Nifes has taught me a lot of things. First of all, it has taught me that I'm someone that believes in strength. I believe in amassing strength for myself. And it has taught me that there's so little that human strength can do. You might think you're strong, you can handle it, but being a leader brings you to a point where if you don't rely on God, you would fall. Yeah, it taught me that no matter how much strength I might have amassed for myself, I need to totally depend on God. I encountered situations where all the knowledge I thought I had could not solve, and it was just God. I encountered situations where I felt, okay, I could not handle this, I didn't want to move further, and it was just God. I would say a summary of the lessons is that I've learned to totally trust on God. Like, I don't need to think about what to do next. I don't need to be worried about what to do next, because I know there is someone by me guiding me every step of the way. Being a leader has taught me that in life, you need to make a lot of sacrifices. If you want to make impact in anybody's life, you need to learn sacrifice. It has brought me to a point where I've seen humility from another point. Yes, some people think that being a leader is all about ruling people. Being a leader is where you would taste humility. Like you... And Nifes portrays servant leader. Yes, the servant leader method of leadership. And that is one thing I know being a leader in Nifes has taught me, that if you want to lead, you need to be ready to serve people. Just as Jesus did, Jesus served. And that was how he led. And we have to portray that in every area of our lives.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.